and a very good afternoon to everyone joining me on this News9 Facebook Live. And I'm sure many of you are working from home. Of course, today being a Sunday, many might be off, but for months now, you've been working from home. So today we're going to talk about that. Everything might not be as rosy as they appear. Do join me with your comments as well on whether you're working from home. If yes, what has your experience been like and how long it's going to continue? If not, what is happening on the work front? Do you have to go to office? And do join me with your comments on what the situation is like currently. But I'm going to talk about a particular study that has been published. Perhaps this is something that many already knew about, and this study has also now confirmed it. So according to a study, the average work hour that was being put in by an average working employee has gone up by almost 1 hour, which means for several who had already been working for about 8 to 9 hours, the working hours have now further gone up by an hour. Now, this is something that many have already complained about. There are various reasons for it as well. One of the most important ones being you are at home. So, that little bit of space between the work and home life, the lines have been blurred further, which means you can extend your work hours even more. You're expected to do the same as well. On the other hand, we do know that the pandemic has also caused a major slip in the GDP, which in turn has also resulted in job losses. So for the employees as well, it's extremely difficult, very difficult time, and all the more important for them to hang on to the job that they have, which is why the employees are also willing to go the extra mile to ensure that they are happy at their workspace, or also ensuring that their place is solidified in the workplace. So these are some of the reasons why we end up working more, even if you are working from home. Although it might seem like luxury, you don't have the travel anymore, and you are in the confines of your own home, so you're completely safe from the coronavirus as well. Despite a few ups that we are seeing in work from home, there's also the downside that, like I said, the lines are getting extremely blurred and people are working much more. And the fact that they are working from home also means that they could also be putting in more effort. And for especially a lot of women, this is something that has been observed, that for the women, the stress is getting a lot more because they need to juggle their home. Also, the fact that there are children as well as their spouses being at home, parents being at home, and apart from that, also ensure that they are working. So, stress levels are increasing. So, to talk to us more about that, Dr. Jagadish, consultant psychiatrist from the Abhay Hospital, joins me. Many thanks for joining me, Doctor. I'm sure this is something that many have been talking about, have been complaining about, and this study goes on to prove the same. Have you seen, after the pandemic started and after work from home started a few months into it now, are you seeing that kind of a difference in the stress levels of the working people?
Yes, madam. I would like to put it in two phases. When the lockdown started and people started working from home, I could see, just like after marriage, how the people feel everything is like a honeymoon. And after some time, they realize, oh God, the other side of the marriage. So similarly, in the initial phase, I requested a couple of people, from ordinary IT worker to vice president to a CEO, okay? They all wrote a very rosy picture to me. I have those writings, how I am able to care for my parents, how I am able to spend more time with my wife and children, etc., etc. This was in the initial phase of lockdown. Now, 4 to 5 months down the lane, I am seeing the opposite of what I have seen in the earlier phase. All that euphoria has vapored off. See, they evaporated. Now, I am seeing the other side of the downhill course. Every day, at least 2 to 3 young people I am seeing. Most of the people who are seeking help are between the age of 30 to 45, 50. Okay? Should I narrate what they are coming out with?
In general, if you could tell us, because
Yes.
we are seeing an increase in stress because of these reasons. So I'm sure many are coming to you as well. So without breaching your professional ethics, if you could tell us broadly the increase that you are seeing in the amount of stress and the issues that people are facing because of this lockdown and work from home.
Absolutely. Most of it, what you said, probably from a study, but what exactly the same we have seen in our practice. First and the foremost, most of them have told is about long working hours. There is no structured activity. Second thing, being monitored all the time, whether I am on the net or not, whether I have lockdown or not, means login or not. This monitoring is killing them. And most of them have that fear of losing the job. though their remuneration in some small percentage of people have come down,
True.
still they are willing to put hard work and long hours because they are fear of losing the job. So at one end, long hours. Second, about being monitored all the time. Then third thing is fear of losing the job. Fourth, a lot of them are complaining is it is unstructured. Earlier we knew I am going to work in the office from this hour to this hour.
Yeah.
Now this has become unstructured. So all these things at one work front. This is about their stress individually. Now coming to their interpersonal relationship. What is happening now? Most of the time they are at home. In the initial phase, I said they found the more time to be with children, family, elders, etc., and caring for the pet. Now the other side, there are a couple where both of them are working, or one person in the family having a personality issue, not mental illness. So the relationships are breaking
compatibility.
up. Yeah, compatibility, because the communication pattern has changed. Most of the time they are at home, they are bound to do work more, especially as you said, working women are bearing the maximum brunt of this work from home. They are finding it extremely difficult to balance between workplace and family life. So some of the families, I can give one example, married for over 12 years, happy life, they have worked abroad, they have come back, and now they are living together. Both of them are working. Because the daughter-in-law is at home, the working woman is at home, she was also expected to take extra responsibility of household chores, cooking, supervising. And the communication pattern between the mother-in-law and the working women has broke down. It has come to a stage, she has told, enough is enough, I want a space, I will move out of the house, and I want some break. It's very, very, very distressing. Husband, the child are pleading, Mom, don't do this. Let us rebuild the family. So, these are all practically people are experiencing. Their personal spaces have shrunk. Their socialization has come down. All the time locked up in the house has brought misery in terms of communication. Where there is a healthy communication, let us all play chess, let us play carom, let us watch a program together, just close your work, let us spend some time. They are feeling happy. The other side of some of the small percentage of patients are developing strained interpersonal relationship among the family members in the house.
Absolutely. So a lot has changed. Even otherwise, even if there was work stress, people had other ways to relieve stress. Perhaps going out frequently, whether it's for dinners or some breaks away from home and work for some time, vacations as well. But now for several months, all of that has been done away with. So they don't have any break that they're taking from the kind of work that they're doing, and sometimes even for IT professionals, it also eats into their weekends as well, because you're working from home, so you're expected to work a little more. This is another side of it as well. For the employers as well, it seems, and for the employees as well, a part of a guilt maybe that one feels that, okay, we are working from home, so we might just put in a few extra efforts and put in more effort to ensure we are giving better output, because at least we are not going to the office, we are not taking the kind of risks that we used to before.
Now, I want to add few things here. Now, the initial euphoria has evaporated and people are getting into a phase of burnout. So, what is happening to them? Lot of them are coming back and telling. Even the simple thing of having a mug of coffee with their colleagues was a big socialization. That has evaporated. Fine, that has disappeared. But they are, because of the work pattern, the time has changed, the schedules. So they are encountering with sleeplessness, loneliness. Some of them are complaining of tiredness, distress, and other things are like lack of exercise. See, people have to know there is no way this pandemic is not going to end tomorrow. We may even the COVID vaccine is not a bullet to this thing, the answer for this. So they have to learn to a new way of living. In that, my emphasis is on having a structured sleep cycle, exercise. Even I tell them, start with the Surya Namaskar. So that's the best. If you have your own house, go to the roof, sunlight, exercise, pranayama, relaxation, especially dhyan and meditation makes a lot of difference. So they have to have a good structured sleeping time, exercise, diet, and then comes with socialization. A lot of them even have developed a lot of nightmares, waking up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Doctor, after that, I am not getting sleep. Recently, one IT person a week back consulted me, husband and wife, happy family, no debts, nothing. She said, Doctor, I've tried everything. I get up, go to the other room, keep reading. Still, I'm not getting sleep. No psychological disorder. But this sleep-wake cycle has disturbed a lot of people because of unstructured working hours. Okay? So, now my request is, now we have to learn to live with a new norm. So I have to discipline myself. Okay.
So, but there are a few challenges, Doctor. You know, apart from the increased working hours, also the fact that we can't go out often as much as we used to. So, what would you suggest for people who have a lot of stress? What would you suggest?
Absolutely. One, how I can improve the communication inside the house. So, if we are 3 plus 4, now little challenges when there are elderly couple, they are finding it difficult. But some elderly couple who have understood, my son, my daughter-in-law are all the time at home. Let us take some responsibility. Let us make their life better. Cooking, serving, you work, all those things they are telling. So that is one side of the story. Another side, they are expecting, you are at home, I expect you to work more. So these are all the challenges. One, never lose contact with your friends. Make time to see that how I can connect to my friends, either on video chat or on talking to them. That's one thing. Exercise within the framework of our house only. Third, as I told you, meditation, etc. Then most important, all of us will have some leisure time activity. In other words, we call it as pleasurable activity. Watching a TV program, listening to music, reading something. So one should learn to, one should learn to have alternate pleasurable activity that should replace my earlier activity. That's extremely important.
Okay, Dr. Jagdish, many thanks for joining us. Of course, this is something that many have experienced already for several months now. But now, at least earlier, it seemed like after a few months, the situation will come under control. But now it's sinking in that this is going to continue for a lot more months, perhaps well into 2021 as well, which adds to the stress of the common man for the working force. And not just that, for those who are at home as well, for homemakers as well, the added stress of having everyone at home, the extra demands that are coming in, as well as the fact that children don't have school, so online classes are going on as well. So yes, the stress levels have increased, the work hours have increased, the work has increased as well, but better to focus on the brighter side and also look at any other alternative ways of relieving stress that you can, talking to your friends perhaps, going out safely as much as you can and taking all precautions as much as possible. Thank you so much for watching this video and taking in the doctor's advice as well. Please take care, stay home as much as you can, stay safe.